Welcome back to the Britannia Coin Company. We're a coin dealer based in Royal Wootton Bassett in the UK. In the past we've done a few videos testing some fake coins to see what they're made of, and I've got another 10 of them here that we're going to have a look at in today's video. Fake coins or counterfeits are the scourge of coin collecting, and some are so convincing you really need to know what you're looking at to spot them. Over the years we've built up quite the collection of fake coins which have come through our shop, and we keep them because they're a really good learning tool to help identify fakes in the future. We also have our XRF scanner which helps us in determining whether a coin is made of the right stuff. First off, we have a gold sovereign. We dedicated a whole video to fake sovereigns that can be found on online auction sites that you need to be careful of. This though isn't the standard design for a sovereign. In fact, this design was created by Bernard R. Sindel to commemorate the 500th anniversary of this iconic coin. The reverse or tail side features a crowned royal shield of arms in front of a Tudor rose. There have been a number of other special sovereigns struck to mark significant events. On the obverse of this one, we see an interesting portrait of Queen Elizabeth II at her coronation in the King Edward's chair. King Edward's chair was created for King Edward I in 1296 and was named after Edward the Confessor. It has only been removed from Westminster Abbey twice over 8 centuries. Once for the ceremony where Oliver Cromwell was inducted as Lord Protector, and for the duration of the Second World War for fears it would be damaged in German air raids. It is the obverse which is one of the giveaways that this coin is not genuine, with some of the detailing missing from it, so let's see for the first time what this coin is made of then. It should be gold, and you can see there is a significant amount of gold in it, just not enough to be real. There are trace amounts of cadmium, silver and a bit of copper. Next up we have an old round pound. These were replaced with the new pound coin in 2017 because so many of these in circulation were fake. The design on this one features thistles within a crown and was part of the Royal Diadem series, which depicted each of the national flowers of the countries that make up the UK within a crown, the thistle naturally being Scotland. Now the design is a bit unclear, which was one indication that closer inspection was needed on this one. But also, given the amount of years that this may have seen in circulation, it might not necessarily mean it's a fake on that basis. However, if we rotate the coin 180 degrees, the Queen should be looking right. Definitely not upside down and looking left. Now we have done a video all about errors, and rotation errors was one that we highlighted in that. So is this coin an error? The last clue on this coin is the year of minting, 1991. Now this particular design circulated in 2 different years, firstly in 1984, the other year was 1989. The design didn't circulate in any other years though. Given the lack of quality in the design, the severe rotation error and an incorrect year of minting, this is either an extraordinary error or it's a fake, so let's give it a zap. The coin should be nickel brass, but as you can see it's mostly copper with a bit of zinc and traces of lead and iron too, making this one of the many fakes of the round pound. Here's another UK coin. It's a 2015 World War I Navy Centenary. It is a lovely design by David Rowlands, who has also created many other designs, including the World War I Centenary £5 coin collection, which we've looked at in the past. Initially, what's odd about this coin is the finish on it. The metal is almost too clean to be a circulating one, but perhaps it's a proof coin which has been released from its set. But the gold colour on the outer ring seems a bit off though, even for a proof set escapee. On the obverse there are even more clues. Just look at the portrait of the Queen. It has an almost frosted look, which could indicate being a proof coin, but the detail on this design is not right at all. Her hair and tiara are too clunky, and the Queen's eye is totally off. The text around the outer ring as well is rather clunky. What's more is that the obverse of this coin should feature Jodie Clark's 5th portrait, where instead we see Ian Rank Broadley's 4th portrait. Now it is worth noting that some with the fourth portrait were created for coin sets, and around 100 were put into the tills aboard the HMS Belfast Museum to mark the release of the coin. So although not proof itself that the coin is a fake, it definitely should make alarm bells start to ring and warrant a closer inspection. If we look at the edge of the coin too, it should have lettering around it which reads "The Sure Shield of Britain," but on this example there's nothing there. Time to give it a zap and see what we have. First, the outer ring, which should be nickel brass. There is a mix of copper and zinc, but not to the proportions that one would expect in this coin. There is a bit of nickel and also a trace of gold, and now the inner metal, which should be copper nickel. A lot of copper in there and a bit of nickel with a lot of zinc. This one definitely isn't seaworthy. We're making a trip across the pond now for this coin. It claims to be 1 troy ounce of 0.999 fine silver. The design is that of the Buffalo nickel, which saw use in circulation from 1913 to 1938 in the USA. This design was created by James Earl Fraser. The design was recreated for some modern releases too. If we turn this one over though, we again see the same design, which would be on the other side of the aforementioned coin. A number of Native American chiefs were the inspiration for this portrait. Note as well that neither side has a face value, which is why I've avoided calling this one a coin. This could be a silver round, made and bought for its precious metal content. One would assume would be silver. A quick look online though brought to light a huge variety of companies making similar looking products with various alternatives in the design. So let's get this one under closer inspection. As stated on the item, it should be 0.999 silver. Now there is a trace of silver, but it's mostly copper and zinc with a bit of nickel too, so it's definitely not what it's advertised as. Next up we have a coin which really grabbed my interest. Seeing $1 on the face of it, my mind jumped abroad, with many countries using the dollar. But with the use of Britannia in the design, iconic UK imagery, that threw me for a moment. The ornate border around the coin too is reminiscent of the oriental border on some of the recent Britannias released by the Royal Mint. If the obverse wasn't intriguing enough, the reverse is even more fascinating, with a beautiful pattern creating an ornamental flower with both Chinese and Jawi script, which is used in the Malay language and other southeastern countries too. Now this is supposed to be a British Empire trade dollar, which were created to facilitate trade in Southeast Asia. They began to be created to reduce the reliance on other foreign silver coinage at the time. They were minted in London, Mumbai, which was then Bombay, and Calcutta. Now this coin should be 90% silver, so let's see what we've got. As you can see, this one is mainly iron, not a 90% silver coin at all. There's a bit of nickel too, and traces of manganese. This next coin is what's commonly referred to as a pillar dollar, produced in the 1700s for the Spanish Empire. Either side of the date you can see a little letter S with a circle over it, which denotes that this coin was minted at the Santiago Mint in Chile. All the pillar coinage from this mint is incredibly hard to obtain, and if it was real it would be worth significant amounts of money. On the other side we see a crown shield of arms and the denomination 8 reals. Now this coin needs to be silver to be genuine, specifically 0.917 silver. Time to put it to the test. The coin is mostly nickel with a lot of iron too. There are traces of silver and cobalt too. Sadly not the very rare Chilean coin then. Another Spanish coin here, this one from 1837 supposedly. It features the portrait of Queen Isabella II of Spain, who ruled from 1833 to 1868 when she was overthrown, and she officially abdicated 2 years later. The reverse features again a crown shield of arms and reveals the denomination to be 20 reals, which would make this a low minted coin if it's real. Real as in genuine, not real as in the denomination. A correct example would be 0.903 silver, so let's give it a test. Mostly iron with a bit of nickel and traces of silver, so this one again is definitely not real. I mean genuine. Next up, we're going back to Chile with a 1 peso coin. We can see a shield above a laurel wreath, and above that, plumes of ostrich feathers. Now this might strike you as familiar because a similar design was on the 2p coin after decimalisation in the UK. The ostrich feathers on the 2p coin was a symbol of the Prince of Wales. On this coin though, not a nod to the Prince of Wales. You can see once again the Santiago mint mark to the bottom right of this design too. On the obverse we can see a condor with its claw on a shield. The Andean Condor is the national symbol of Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador and Peru. It also plays an important role in the folklore and mythology of the region too. So this should be 90% silver. Let's get it in the machine and give it a zap. Once again, a lot more iron in this one, with a bit of nickel, copper and again manganese. This next coin takes us to Prussia. It says it's an 1818 1 thaler. We see another impressive bird on this coin. The eagle is atop a cannon and flags, and it's a rather impressive design if it wasn't in such bad nick. On the obverse we can see King Frederick William III of Prussia. He ruled from 1797 to 1840 during the troubling times of the Napoleonic Wars. His early reign saw reforms to mend the public image of his family. He was rather shy and indecisive at times, but his closest political advisor was his wife the Queen, who helped persuade the king to enter the Napoleonic Wars, having adopted a stance of neutrality up to that point. Now the coin should be 75% silver if it's an original. And in a bizarre twist, there is a lot of silver in this one. In fact, way too much silver to be a real one. There's also a bit of copper and traces of lead. The last coin for today's video is this 1915 One Ducat. The coin features a crowned double-headed eagle with the arms of Austria depicted in front. The obverse sees a laurel-crowned portrait of Franz Joseph. He was the Emperor of Austria, King of Hungary and other states in the Ottoman Empire. He does also rank as the 7th longest reigning monarch ever, with a reign just shy of 68 years. We should see plenty of gold in the scan, so for the last time today let's put it to the test. Mostly copper here sadly, but a bit of gold, which is probably the plating on it. Well, there we go, a whole load more of fake coins busted, revealing what's really inside them. Let me know in the comments which is your favourite. Personally, I picked the Navy Centenary £2 coin. It's a coin I really liked, so to see it in fake is quite cool. It does go to show the importance, if you're spending a large amount of money on your coins, to use a reputable dealer to make sure you're not had over. We've got plenty more of these fake coins, which I'm sure we'll make some more videos on in the future, so it's a great time to hit that subscribe button. It's free to do and means you won't miss out on any of our future uploads. If you hit the notification as well, you'll get a ping when we upload a new video. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post lots of pictures of our coins. We're on Twitter and TikTok. We've got our shop and online store, but I'll see you next time for more amazing coins from the Britannia Coin Company.